Hello, this is Vasi in the background. I'm going to help you speak right away with this table, which covers all the basic tenses. So please note that this video lesson is a quick lesson for beginners to start speaking for daily and basic conversation. Remember, this table is meant for helping you immediately start talking, and these things are basically the daily conversations at a basic level. This is not meant to make you an advanced English language user immediately, but I can assure you that if you are at a beginning level and watching this video, and if you're watching it properly with attention, and if you keep, yes, you have to keep watching it many times as long as you are confused about different elements of this lecture. Once you're clear about them, you immediately start talking, because I'm going to give you some interesting lessons on how to start talking immediately with some basic sentences, and you can have a very clear understanding about them and how to use them in an interesting and the easiest most possible way. So let's start. I have organized this table with six basic tenses, and that are enough for leading basic conversation and daily conversation. And we are going to focus on the active sentence formation, not passive ones, as we are talking about the beginning level. So let's have a look. As you can see the table, it might look small, but I'm going to zoom in while I'm discussing different parts. Let's start like I have started from here, present simple form, then past simple. We are going one by one. What I'm going to do, I'm going to give you the trick of forming basic sentences with these tenses without mistakes. And this way, I can also give you the trick of starting conversation, and at least you can start talking. So let's start with the first item here, right? And that's the one I'm going to show you on the left side here. Okay, this one on the left side. I think now this is readable enough. Like present simple form. Let's know why, where, and when we use present simple form. I think everybody knows that when we say I go, she eats, they sleep. These are the present simple form. But the problem is that we don't know how to or when to use them, and also there are some things that are concerning. For example, we make basic mistakes, especially with the auxiliary verbs. For example, if there is a sentence like I, let me write this sentence here, I'm going to cut it out, like say I understand. So when the basic level users or beginning level users try to make it negative, they suddenly say I am not understand, which is a wrong sentence. This is a completely a wrong sentence. So in my lesson, it's going to be totally clear as to when you should say I don't, and when you should say I am not, or when you should say he doesn't or he is not. For this, you have to understand the basic trick that I use in my class or in my institute. We start with this trick basically, uh, the verb and non-verb thing. Like whenever there is a verb in the present form, if you want to make it negative or question, it has to be do or does. So do or does, verb. And when there is a non-verb, non-verb can be categorized in a way that if any word that is not a verb is a non-verb. So am is are goes with non-verb. If you remember this simple formula, you get over with your mistakes. For example, I take breakfast at 9 a.m. So take is a verb. Considering that you know what verb is an action like go, take, sleep, eat, write. Anything that means action. So take is a verb. So if we remember that verb goes with do or does, and I want to make it negative, so I will remember that I should not say I am not take breakfast. It should be I don't or I do not take breakfast at night. Similarly, I go, go is a verb, I don't go. But at the same time, I'm a lawyer, am is already there because lawyer is a non-verb. So I'm not a lawyer. The next one, I think, again, it's a verb. So I think, you cannot say I am think or I am not think. I think it's a good idea. I don't think, if you want to make it negative, I don't think it's a good idea. Interestingly, there is another use of present simple form. If you want to say something is somewhere which is not owned by anyone, or I don't know. In Bangla, we say ache, kothao kichu ache. There is a cow. এখানে একটা গরু আছে. There is no cow, negative. There are many cows. When you want to use plural form, you should use are. Okay? So, like if you say, I have a car, fine, I am there, I'm the owner. But if you don't know the owner, but you see a car somewhere, so what should you say? There is no car. There are many cars. Okay. Remember, the discussion is brief, but if you don't understand, keep repeating the lesson. Keep listening to what I said, and keep repeating that. This will clear your confusion. So, as I was saying, once you start making sentences with verb and non-verbs, and you understand do does goes with verb and is a non-verb, you can immediately make hundreds and thousands of sentences like I take breakfast, I take lunch, I take dinner, I like mango, I don't like mango, I see him every day, I don't see him every day, I am a student, I'm not a student, I like my friend, I don't like him, Dhaka is a big city, it is not a big city, right? You can start making hundreds of sentences this way. Just remember the verb and non-verb trick. The same trick can also be applied to what? The second one, past simple form. The same trick, only the auxiliary verbs change. When you have do does for verb, this time you have did for verb. And when you have am is are for non-verb in present form, was were for non-verb in past form. The rest of the trick is same. They don't mix up. Remember, non-verb and do does never mix up in active sentence. Did and non-verb never mix up. Did, verb. Do does, verb. They mix up. They are friends. Okay? So if you remember the same thing, if you have a verb, you don't use was were. It goes with a non-verb. And if you want to make it negative, like I took breakfast at 9 a.m. So what should you say? Should you say I was not take? No, that would be wrong because take is a verb. So you should say I did not take. In this case, even if you use did, the moment you use did, this verb is not changed. That will be in present form. I went to the court at 10. I didn't go to the court at 10. The moment you say did or did not, the past form of verb, again, the past form of verb turns into present form. All right. And if it is a non-verb, was a student, just a not, was not a student. So similarly, you can ask question. Were you a student? Did you go to the court? Go is a verb, so did you go to the court? Student is a non-verb, so were you a student? If you remember these tricks, as I said, did verb, was were non-verb, do verb, do or does verb, am is a non-verb. Okay, right. Then you have past, the next one, present perfect. So let's just keep it this way, present perfect. So this column, this one. So many people are confused about the difference between past simple and present perfect. So I've written it here. Look at this. For past simple, past action with specific time reference. For example, I took breakfast at 9. I didn't take breakfast. That means at 9, or I went there at 10. Or if you have so many actions in the past, you use them all in the past simple. For example, I went to a shopping mall. I saw my friend. I asked him to go with me to a shop. So these are all in the past. When do we use present form? Please pay attention. We use for only one action, and that also should not come with a specific time. For example, I have seen an interesting movie. When have I seen it? It's not mentioned. Let's go back to the past simple formation. You see, same sentence, but in one sentence I wrote, I saw an interesting movie. And here I wrote, I have seen. Why? Because you have a specific time reference here. I saw the movie, an interesting movie last night. The moment you say last night, you cannot say I have seen the movie last night. You should say I saw the movie last night. But if you don't mention last night and it is one action, then I have seen an interesting movie. I have met him. I have seen him for long. So words like for, recently, already, never, ever, they also come for present perfect tense. But it should be one action. What do I mean by one action? The moment you say, as I said, I gave example. I went to a shopping mall, the mall, met my friend, and I asked him to help me out buy a shirt. These are all present simple form. So they should not be here. They should be here. Why? Because there were many actions. So when you have many actions, you cannot use them in the present perfect tense. Present perfect tense is for one action, and that too is for non-time reference. There should not be any time reference there. All right. Okay. So the next comes present continuous tense. So this is basically when something is happening. In Bangla, we say korchi, jachi, khachi. Or you see something happening in front of your eyes. For example, if you say, I'm taking breakfast now, this is the thing you are doing right now. So it should be in present continuous form. What is the difference between present simple form and continuous form? Simple form is for, as I've written here, as you can see, is for permanent statement, daily activities, routine, hobby, universal, or regular activity, or your opinion. Like if you say, I take breakfast, it means you take breakfast as a human every day. But if you want to mean I am eating right now, বাংলায় আমি খাচ্ছি এখন, you should say I am taking breakfast. You cannot say I take breakfast. But Bengali speakers, they mix it up. They want to say I'm taking breakfast now, খাচ্ছি, but they are saying I take breakfast now. I will call you. I call you. So these are botched up tenses. You cannot use all the present simple tenses to say everything, because there are different expressions. Even in Bangla, there are expressions. Even if you speak Hindi, there are different expressions. Like I know that there are many Hindi-speaking subscribers on my channel. So for them, I'm giving an example. Although I don't know Hindi much, but let me try. मैं नाश्ता कर रहा हूँ. कर रहा हूँ is a continuous form. But every day मैं नाश्ता करता हूँ at 9 बजे. मैं 9 बजे नाश्ता करता हूँ. That will mean the present form, regular activity. And I've given an example of Bangla expression as well. So this is quite simple. There is no other auxiliary verbs, only M's are. I'm taking breakfast, I'm not taking breakfast, I'm currently working for them. So if you change the subject, he is currently working for them, or he is not currently working for them. That is also applicable according to the subject. So for this one, emissar is there. Just use not for negative, or use it at the start to make a question. For example, if you want to make it a question, is he working for them? Right? All right. So and then you see I've given some more examples. The man in white is cutting wool from the lamb's body. So maybe I'm watching a man. He is cutting wool, or collecting wool, or plucking wool from a lamb's body. And the man in white, what does it mean? He is wearing a white shirt or anything, a white outfit. The two women are watering the plant. That's what I'm looking at now. Again, in Bangla, you can say, I cannot probably express it in Hindi, but in Bangla, duita mohila gache pani diche. In Hindi, do aurat पेड़ पौधों को पानी डाल रही है, something like that. I'm sure I'm very close to that. Okay. Okay. And then the next one is a bit confusing again, because this is the past form of present continuous. Like as I said, in present continuous, we say something is happening. I'm doing, even I'm talking, I'm making a lesson. This falls under this one. Now, for this one, same thing, but it happened in the past. For a time. At a specific time, it was happening. I was sleeping when I heard the news. In Bengali, আমি যখন নিউজটা শুনলাম আমি ঘুমাচ্ছিলাম, I was sleeping, ওই মোমেন্টে আমি ঘুমাচ্ছিলাম। In Hindi, जब मैं ये न्यूज सुना तो तब मैं सो रहा था। For a specific time in the past, I was sleeping. Right? Okay. So, similarly, I was waiting for him when you called. তুমি যখন আমাকে কল দিয়েছো তখন আমি কি করছিলাম? আমি তার জন্য অপেক্ষা করছিলাম। In Hindi, मैं उसके लिए वेट कर रहा था जब तुमने कॉल किया। Wait कर रहा था. That's in past continuous form. So usually past continuous form comes with another possible form. Like I was doing this when this happened or something. When, while, those things come. And look at this. Sometimes it also comes when we mean that we, in a situation it was happening. Last week we went to Cox's Bazar. That's in present past form. We went there by train, which started at 10 a.m. That is also past form. People were talking loudly inside the train. This is in past continuous form because the moment we got into the train, or after it started, this was the situation we observed. At that moment, people were talking loudly inside the train. In Bengali, ট্রেনের ভিতরে আমরা যখন ছিলাম মানুষ অনেক জোরে জোরে কথা বলছিল। In Hindi, ट्रेन के अंदर सब लोग बहुत जोर से बातचीत कर रहे थे। Right? Okay. Now comes, so as I said, I'll come to the part of the conversation or speaking later. Let's finish this one. The for future, you see, I've made it simple. I haven't talked about any other form of future at the beginning level. You just use will and you are done. Or you can also use going to, korte jacchi, karne ja raha hu, for a near future. And if you mean will be, that will mean will happen, or not will happen, will become. In Bangla, hobe. In Hindi, hoga. Okay, similarly going to be. For example, there will be a storm. Jhor hobe. Barish hoga, or barish, I don't know what they call it. Anyways, say barish hoga, there will be rain, there will be a disaster due to corona in the future, will be. But when you add a verb, there cannot be will be, like the one I said, emizar do does something like that. There will be rain, brishti hobe, that's why be. Barish hoga because of be. Because of hoga, it's be. But when you have a verb, I'll go to the court, you cannot say I will be go. You have to say I will go to the court. He will come to see me. Or you can use also I'm going to see you tomorrow for a near future. That's all basically for the whole table. How can you start talking? As I said, if you understand the formation and the uses of these things, just maintaining the same structure, keep changing the words. If you don't know any word, search in a dictionary. For example, as I said, I take breakfast at 9 a.m. In Bengali, ami pratidin 9 khai. In Hindi, मैं 9 baje नाश्ता करता हूँ. So that's regular stuff. They use present form of verb. And for a non-verb, you use emizar for verb, do does for both question and negative. Similarly, verb, did, non-verb was where. When do we use this? For the past action, anything. So you just change. You say I took breakfast at 9 a.m. You change the verb. Instead of took, you say I took, or instead of breakfast, you say I took shower. I took lunch. I took a chance. I took liberty. And you can also change the verb. I watched a movie. I saw my friend. I met my friend. So this is how, by changing the words, keeping the formation same, you can start talking immediately. And for the beginning level, like for example, especially for those who are working online or they're meeting people, all they need is just to maintain basic conversation with their client. I think this table is going to save them a big deal. They will not need anything much other than this if you guys follow the exact formation and the style I've discussed. And if you are not clear about if my lecture, it's usually the case, it might not be understandable on the first go, keep listening to the lecture, to this video lecture every day,
once or twice, and after a few days or maybe 1 or 2 weeks, you will understand everything. And then what you do for speaking, you have to try. So keep trying, keep starting. Start for forming sentences, start producing sentences one by one, then try to find a partner to practice with. Okay, I hope this has been a useful video lesson for you. Keep coming. Allah Hafiz. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you like it. Allah Hafiz. And you can also communicate with me or my team through the email or phone number or the Facebook page given here. Allah.